So the other day in stream, we were listening to some of the unheard Paul Ferguson calls, and he talks with Randy, he talks with JoJo, and he speaks about baby girl Jenny. Now, it's a lot to unpack, and we've been listening to this for a few days, and I decided to make sure everybody gets some of this. I chopped it down, and these are some of the highlights from the other day. And, it's some good old fashioned Paul Ferguson fun. I can't, things get things get kind of interesting as they usually do. Randy is creepy as ever, and JoJo is lonely as ever. But anyways, you guys comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna drop this first installment, and stay tuned. We're gonna be dropping more snippets of this as the days go. Let's get into this.
Hey, Randy.
Oh, hey, where are you?
I'm still at the jail.
Okay, so we have Randy.
What is happening, buddy?
Not much.
Did they tell you what the plan is?
No. Last I checked, the meat wagon, as some people call it, the ride out to prison happens on Friday. So it may be this Friday, it may be next Friday.
Yeah, I will say it's been a long time since I heard this moron's voice, and it's kind of making me cringe. I forgot all his catchphrases, the meat wagon, and what else? Beating up his mentally challenged cellmate, and all the good stuff, all the good shit. Paul is a fucking moron. I remember now why I took a break on this shit, because he was festering my dreams.
There's no real telling.
Well, this is a surprise. I didn't think I was going to hear from you again for a while. Paul, let's just set a ground rule. Be very careful what we talk about going forward here. There's a lot of people that just want to persecute you, and they're screaming for blood, and they're just saying ugly things.
Yep.
And so we'll try and keep our conversations focused on our, some goals and plans and just nice things. Okay?
Okay.
What nice things?
But just so you know, my heart's breaking for you. Very bad things happen, but don't you think for a second that I or my family think that you're evil?
I love how they say, shit. I love how they say terrible things happened. Terrible things happen, Paul. Terrible things happen, Paul. The stock market just crashed, and that's why you're broke now. Terrible things just happen, Paul. We can't control those things, It wasn't our fault the Dow Jones just tanked over. He's talking like they were gambling on the stock market or some shit. Bro, you killed your brother. That's the difference between bad things just happen, Paul. Oh, bad things just happen, Paul. Bro, oh my God. I do think Randy's full of shit, though. I don't think he believes the shit he's saying. I do think Randy is saying this to make Paul feel comfortable, but I don't think he actually gives a fuck about Paul.
I think the judges.
Wait, somebody says, Paul looks like the weird kid who licked the windows on the school bus. Yeah, he probably licked the stop sign while it was frozen, too.
According to Joe, you need an actual professional grade Asperger's test, not just a psych eval.
Right. So, boy, I don't want to talk too much on it now. I can only tell you, I'm going to try and help, Paul. I've never done anything like that before, but I'm going to try. I'm going to consult with some people I know, and we're going to see what we can do, but it's going to take a little time.
Yeah. I've got 42 days to make an appeal.
Okay.
See, this is after sentencing, 42 days. So everything from here forward is going to be after sentencing and in order. Beautiful.
42 days.
Grateful mama, enjoy that shit.
I tell you, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it. It's just a very dark day for everybody.
How's it a dark day for you, Randy? The fuck?
But
I've got a very dark cloud hanging over me right now.
Sure. Well,
Doesn't make any sense. What's up, D?
yeah, we're gonna.
D, you literally came like 7 minutes late. You cool. You coolin'. Randy wants to get close. Kiss ass so he can sell his story in some form. Shh. Well, I'm waiting for that story, folks. Colleen, I'm waiting for that story.
I don't know. I don't want to be so quiet. I'm trying to
Yeah, I'm sorry.
think of what's best to say. I was not expecting you to call me. I thought they were sending you to prison right away. Do you know where you're going to be sent, Paul?
No, I know that Jackson is quarantined. I'll be
I'm
there
sorry,
for
guys.
a month or so.
I'm fucking up the.
And then they'll assign me to a prison.
Okay. But as of right now, you think you're still at county for a little bit?
Yeah, I should be at county for
There
at
we
least
go.
until this Friday or next, maybe a little later.
Okay. All right. Did you see my son? He was there
Yes,
too.
I did.
But to be honest with you, we wanted to get out of Muskegon County right away. I don't know.
I get that.
But I noticed that Nolan wrote a letter on your behalf.
Yes, he did.
Okay. I'm going to try and contact Mr. Allen Brady again.
Did I tell you that the fiance had emailed me multiple times, and she was trying to do that same shit that she was doing to the other creators, trying to tell me how she's gonna call the police and shit. Speaking about fucking Jenny's crazy ass. What's up, Vonda K? Yo, this lady was actually trying to tell me she was gonna call the police on me. Like, and then I sat down because, you know, when stuff happens, I try to center myself and figure out what the fuck, what I'm gonna do. But then I'm like, but what? LAPD is not coming to my motherfucking apartment. Yeah. you gonna have to send some out of state police because LAPD is not coming to my motherfucking apartment. So good luck on that one. I'll give them my address and we'll see if they come out. What happened, ma'am? They're talking about you on a YouTube. I'm sorry, ma'am. 50% of people in LA are content creators. We don't give a fuck. The fuck? It feels like 50% of people. Everybody wants to be a content creator in LA. And I came out here because of family. And then I ended up making content, and it's actually crazy. But I actually wanted to do this shit for a long time. And, you know, so I just saw Jenny's name, and I was like, oh, God.
I talked to him for a little while in the hallway. I'm just going to see what the process is. You know, when does he stop representing you? So
I could probably just fire him and get that over with.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I had a good conversation with him, Paul.
Yeah, he's a very good man.
I had a nice conversation with him, and to tell you
what
the
I've
truth,
heard, unlike some public attorneys, some public defenders, he actually tries to do his job. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, what's up, D?
Well, where did they get? I'm worried about asking you this.
You said what?
Did your sister tell him that you were mean, that cruel to animals?
My sister.
Oh.
I don't know. To be honest,
Where did he get you?
Paul is saying, well, Randy's saying that Paul's sister said he liked to abuse animals. But I mean, duh. Okay, so I heard some of this. He said, and then when you get older, you learn how to treat animals properly. And that made me scratch the fuck out of my head. It started itching because he said when you get older, you learn how to treat an animal. Bro, I wasn't beating up dogs and strangling cats when I didn't know how to treat an animal. Maybe I was too rough with animals. Maybe I didn't but it's either you beat the fuck out of animals or you don't. Honestly, I remember I had a pellet gun one time. I was older. I knew what wrong and right was. But I shot a bird. It was like a woodpecker, and they were fucking up our shit, right? They were fucking up the posts on the top. So, in our area, it's fine to shoot woodpeckers because they're like a nuisance. Man, I shot the bird and then I started crying. And I never really shot birds anymore because I wasn't finna eat it and I just killed it. And I started crying like a bitch. I was like 13, 14. So I was older too. So, I feel like it's in you or it's not. You're either a piece of shit. You don't learn to treat animals better. It's almost like you're saying you learn to not kill other people. Do you really learn that, or do you just inherently know that that's something wrong?
You love animals.
Yes, I do. I don't understand it either. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Where did
As a
he
kid,
get
I
off
did
saying
some, as a kid, I did some stupid stuff, kid
Yeah.
stuff. But when you get older, you learn how to treat animals.
You learn how to treat. No, not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, yes, but
Huh.
no. You
I don't know.
learn how to treat animals. So, like, no, you don't strangle the kitty, Billy, or Paulisha, Paulina. You don't strangle the kitty. I've never really. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Old things that they're taking into account, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you could ask the guys in here. I'm not a bully.
Oh, don't worry, Paul. Don't worry.
I'm pretty sure if somebody came at me swinging, I'd be the first to run.
Pussy.
Sure.
What's up, Lisa?
Okay. Well, yeah. No, don't feel you have to explain anything to me. I mean, one reason I'm being cautionary as I talk is because I don't know what our future plans are going to be, and I don't want to let someone know right now.
No, Paul is not a bully.
But,
he's a bully.
Yeah.
He's a bully to what he can. He's a hierarchy type of person. He's like a beta male to the alphas. If we're thinking about the animal kingdom, he's a beta to the alphas. But if you notice, there's a bedrock and then there's below that. So he'll try to attack anything below that. He'll attack babies. He'll attack people younger than him. He'll attack people who he think is weaker than him. So he is kind of a bully in my opinion. He's just a beta bully. You know what I mean? He's like a lesser of a man bully. That's what he is. He'll bully people who can't stand up for themselves. And since most adults would fuck him up, he would probably opt out to hurt his little autistic brother. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who can't fight back, exactly. And that's definitely what he is because he speaks like that. He wishes he was the guy who could beat up the other guy. He wishes he could. So instead, he goes ahead and he fucking, he beats what he can.
I talked to one of the deputies that
exactly. His cellmate wasn't all there, right? Because they probably put him in the cell with the least dangerous inmate possible. And then what does he do? He goes and bullies him, right? Talks shit about him. Behavior like that is going to get him thumped out into general population. Then he's going to see what real abuse and being taken advantage of is.
Me up to court about the Zav girl problem.
What's up, Das Ward?
And he found it peculiar as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact words, but he said he'd look into it.
We were approached by someone out in the hallway that I believe was with her. They thought they were clever.
Oh.
And they just wanted to do something nasty. But I can't say don't worry about that. That exists, but there is something in the works there too.
Be careful how who I trust, how I...
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you called me, though. I was really worried. I thought it was going to be a while before we heard from you.
Yeah.
What up, Skank Hunt?
I surprised myself with how quick I can bounce back, though, mainly it's because of
What's up, Benton?
the tablet helping me cope.
Sure.
Distracting myself, but when they're off, it's
Yeah.
dark cloud comes back, and it's like, ugh.
Well, some people are going to hear you saying that, and they're going to take that completely out of context and try and spin it into something super negative and accusatory.
Shut the fuck up, Randy.
Yes, I'll put some more money in your account tonight. okay? And
Thank you.
absolutely.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I would have been able to get through all this without you and Joe and the other people who are supporting me.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have much family contact.
I know you don't.
Father occasionally, mainly my brother, and my brother is the only one who. I mean, I wouldn't say that he doesn't blame me as much as everyone else does. He's angry that, I didn't do something, and then, trust me, so am I. I'm furious at myself.
Yeah.
But he's not, how do I put it? I guess he's not half and half,
Yes. He wants your family to heal.
Yeah.
And he wants you to be a strong family again, and he sees potential in that.
No, there's no potential.
And
they're
frankly,
a broken family forever. The fuck? Their family's broken, snipped like a twig. The fuck? What is Randy's deal, bro? Is he over there like in the corner just jacking off to this because it excites him? Like, what the fuck is Randy's deal? I don't get it, bro. Then remember he said early in the call, hey, did you see the picture of my son? Like, huh? Why are we doing that? Randy's a weirdo, low key. Because it's been what? It's July. This was the last. Wait, jeez. I think we're in 2025. This was in February, bro. Where's the book? Where's the material? Where's the literature on Paul Ferguson? You know what I'm saying? I feel like he really was just over there trying to help Paul low key. Randy, I don't know. But it does take time. February to July, I will say, if you're trying to write a masterpiece of a book, okay, I'll give you some time. But I'm just saying, Randy is weird. If this isn't for anything other than personal gain, and Randy's truly doing this, he's a fucking weirdo. I'm hoping that it's for personal gain at this point.
Paul, a lot of these haters here, they just don't understand autism at all. They don't know what they're talking about. For one, my family and I, we've been dealing with it for 23 years. 23 and then another case of 15 years. But I don't know if I told you, it was my wife and I met. We were camp counselors at a special needs camp for kids with special needs. And we've been working with special needs and autistic children and young adults for years and years.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll give him that. Maybe he really feels like Paul is autistic or has Asperger's or some shit. I don't know.
People just don't understand what they're saying, and they don't care.
I bet that Randy regularly makes these connections with prisoners. Yeah, maybe this is his thing. Now that he's saying him and his wife have a history, maybe he really thinks Paul is just really whacked out, and they should feel bad for him. I don't know.
They don't want to understand. They just want to say ugly things and twist your words around. So,
what can you do about it?
I think he's whacked out, though. Like, he knows what right and wrong.
We're just going to try, and I know today.
Paul's fam should try to never speak his name again. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate. Shout out, Catherine, folks. And I agree. They probably try not to. He's like Voldemort, We don't speak about him.
Today is the hardest day in the world to say this. We're going to try and stay focused and positive, and hopefully things are going to get turned around here.
Yeah.
It's a really dark day. It's going to be a dark week, but I promise you I'm going to try and get busy on this. I'm just starting from the ground floor, though. So.
Yeah.
But I have, already in some research, I see there's organizations already out there for similar situations.
Yep.
People who were interrogated without an attorney, things like that shouldn't happen. And there's some organizations forming already, legal organizations. So to try and.
He just said people, who get interrogated without an attorney, it's not right. And there's organizations that are going to help prove. Bro, he didn't ask for a lawyer and he's an adult. He happens to be an idiot adult, but he's still an adult. We can't We don't have. It's not our fault. Your mother didn't fucking take you to school or make you get schooling. Like,
Promise you, I'm going to try and get busy on this. I'm just starting from the ground floor, though.
listen to this shit.
So,
Yeah.
but I have, already in some research, I see there's organizations already out there for similar situations.
People who
were interrogated without an attorney.
Wow, it's called not invoking your rights, bro. You can call for a lawyer or you could speak with them.
Things like that shouldn't happen, and there's some organizations forming already, legal organizations. So
Yeah.
to try and combat that.
Yeah, 30 to 100.
Yep.
There it is.
I'd say that was partially my fault because I had no idea what I was doing. I was still stressed
Of course
out
you
from
didn't.
everything.
Of course you didn't.
Yeah, because
Most young people, just without any challenges, don't know what they should be saying or not when they're being interrogated or questioned.
That's why you
it
don't
should
say
not.
anything.
Being interrogated without legal representation should not exist in our country.
Mm-hmm. Should be illegal.
It should.
Oh, he's one of those. He's one of those. Okay. All right. He's one of those. Whatever.
I'm not saying that. I mean, some people are genuinely guilty, and there needs to be some levels of reform and punishment, but we had to do this in a legal.
Honestly, I understand what he's saying. Like, I don't think it would hurt to have every single person have representation as a default. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what's so great about America. I mean, what if you were think about if you were forced to have legal representation to speak to the police? That could cause a whole other issue. You know? It's our ability to choose. He's taking away certain, in my opinion, certain freedoms by saying that you should always have to be represented. What if I don't want to be fucking represented? What if I want to talk to the police by myself? So it gives us free will. Fuck that. We need that policy. I understand what he's saying, but I mean, it's as simple as I don't want to talk to you. And I mean, if an adult male and if an adult female does not understand those simple rights and they live in the United States, that's their fault. Everybody should know, and tell your kids. I don't know. It don't even matter, but leave the seed in his head. Like, hey, if the police say you have to talk to them, you don't, right? And kids are different, but like, even, you know what I mean? Like, you should know that.
I don't want to spend every last bit of my prime in prison and come out when I'm 50 years old.
I hear you.
More like 60, buddy.
I hear you. Well, yeah, let's try not to think about that. We'll just start taking this for me a week at a time. I'm going to, let's see. All right. I don't know. We got about 6 weeks here to work on this.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, right? Yeah, I don't even know what I want to say. I don't want to say too much, Paul. I'll just keep repeating that.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if we're making progress or if we're not. But
okay.
Right now, I don't want to say too much. It's just.
Yep.
I mean, it's one thing that the calls are recorded, but it's entirely different that they're distributed to the public. Mm-hmm. So. And yeah. So, but yeah, that was very hard to sit through.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mad the shit's out in public now.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I gotta call Joe and,
yeah.
her. So I'd better let you go. But it's always good to talk to you, Randy.
Absolutely. You can call me.
You have 1 minute left.
Yep.
If you get an idea of when they're taking you out, let me know. And make sure wherever you go, you reach out to me. put my name on a visitation list, okay?
All right. I will.
All right, you hang in there.
Okay.
Bye.
Paul
Bye.
should be in prison by now.
Hi,
Joe.
Paul. What a horrible day, huh?
Oh, this sad lady. Go and talk to somebody else in prison. That's what I would say to her. That's what I would say. Go and talk to somebody else in prison. There are millions of avenues to keep you company. Ay, JoJo.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, go to
Oh,
bingo or some
how you
shit.
feeling?
Like I'd play some bingo before calling
bit
this
better.
motherfucker.
Okay.
Like,
Did going to the center or the health thing help you?
More or less, I'd say the tablet helped more.
I don't got no ill feelings toward JoJo, but the one thing that irritates me about her is that she provides Paul with some comfort, which just disgusts me. Nothing else against her. That one problem is that she provides Paul with comfort, and I want him to suffer. I mean, people should suffer sometimes. People should suffer. That's how people change. Sometimes pain is the best catalyst for change, folks. You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Oh, good. Just playing game and getting your mind off it?
Yeah.
Is the fiance still around? I need to get caught up, LOL. Shit, she probably texting that motherfucker Wade Wilson like a Jim said. She probably all up in his inbox. She's like, Wade, we just have this connection, Wade. Like we're meant for each other, babe. I could imagine she probably does this shit on her pastime. I'm pretty sure that woman has done shit like this before.
Yeah. Are you tired?
A little bit, but I guess part of me is relieved that I've finally got, I don't know, some sort of end to this,
Yeah.
to the court case, at least.
Right. That's what I figured. You'd probably feel some relief because that hanging over your head and all.
But, I wouldn't say that it's enough to brighten the dark cloud.
Right. I can't imagine what that's like. I'm at a loss for words.
Purple always reminds me of Prince.
I really enjoyed your letter, though. I mean, it was
same.
very well written, Paul.
Yeah.
It was,
I wrote from the heart. What else was I supposed to do?
right. Yeah, and you're such a good writer. It was so well said.
You heard me choke up, too.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't fake cry if I tried. I couldn't.
Right.
He choked up to his own writing? Wait,
It was very well written, Paul.
Yeah.
It was,
I wrote from the heart. What else was I supposed to do?
He wrote from the heart. Okay.
Right.
He's talking about his fan fiction bullshit. He cried for that.
and you're such a good writer. It was so well said.
You heard me choke up, too.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't fake cry if I tried. I couldn't.
Right. I could tell it was from the heart. I really could. I felt so bad. I still do.
Yeah.
JoJo.
You could tell you really thought that out. Well thought of. Mm-hmm. But it's not the end of the world. I guess that's the old thing, right?
That's not the end of the world, but I'd really rather not have to be in prison until I'm 50. That's about the gist of it.
It's the end of his world. She's like, it's not the end of the world, right, man? Listen, it's the end of his world. Might as well get yourself a belt, go to a nice quiet area, and take care of business, big dog, because your mental fortitude for 30 years as a bitch It ain't gonna work out unless he machos up. You know, he might turn to a different man. He might be a straight up killer by the time he come out of prison. Prison can change a man, but something tells me it's either you come around to the occasion or you get crushed. And something tells me he's the type to just get crushed.
Right.
As much as I
Well,
want to repay my debts, you know, do something to right my wrongs. I don't want to spend that long. I mean,
Right.
my prime.
You don't even know what your prime is.
There's still so much I want to do.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, at this point, I guess they say that, you know, in prison there's more options for you, things to do.
There's a better schedule. I suppose your body gets on a better schedule anyway.
Yeah, but I hear it's dangerous, so it's got some good points and bad points.
Yeah. You just got to be careful what crowd you run with.
Can you see him running with the white supremacists? Nah, shit. Not even the whites would want him. Nobody's gonna want him. He's gonna have to go with the others. Catherine, thank you for the gifted membership. Shout out, Catherine. Green eggs and ham got that shit. Thank you, Catherine. I've forgotten how annoying Paul is. Yeah, this is why it was a good break. Now we could come back fresh because this shit was tough to listen to every day. Hearing Paul's voice, fuck. It's like, shit. Now I'm good. I'm revitalized. We did other cases. Now I'm good.
Right.
You run with the crowd.
Well,
From what I've heard, though, it might be smarter because
he can do their
laundry. You never know what.
Yeah, they might keep him around. He could do their laundry. He could scrub their toilets and shit. And keep them in the white. Can you imagine Paul Ferguson with a swastika tattoo on his face and like some lightning bolts and shit, just walking around, fucking beefed up and shit? That would be.
Might happen.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. That when you go in, you pretty much have to
be careful not to drop the soap too.
That's the old saying for when you go to prison is don't drop soap. But maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. It's been the saying for years. But
I've never been to prison, so I don't know.
Right. I do know they say that you need to get in with people quick so that you have some protection.
Yeah.
But finding the right group where it's not like
easy.
When you're right, you don't want to join a group like the Crips or something, you know? I mean,
yeah.
That's my thought, but I don't know anything about prison either.
Carol said Paul with Wade Wilson tattoos, game over. Somebody, was it the psychologist YouTuber? One of the YouTubers, one of the guys, one of the peoples. He did a breakdown on his tattoos. And he has a lot of R-word tattoos, a lot. But it's not because he's that way, I think. It's because he has clearly joined a gang in prison, probably for protection. Wade Wilson could easily pull that off, you know? He could pull that off. Paul pulling that off? Ooh. I don't know if I could see that.